Equivalent fractions. A fraction can be written in several ways and still cover the same amount of space. So to give you an example, 1/2 is the same fraction as 2/4, which is the same fraction as 3/6, which is the same fraction as 4/8, which is the same fraction as 5/10, and so on and so on and so on. Because the numerator of each of these fractions is half the denominator, each fraction is equivalent to 1/2. If we have 2 cookies and you take one of them, you took half of the cookies. If we have 8 cookies and you take 4 of them, you have half of the cookies. All right, 1/4 is equal to 2/8. I'm going to prove this to you 4 different ways, all right? So the first way, I've just drawn a simple diagram, made sure there are 4 equal pieces, total pieces, and I've shaded in one of the 4 pieces. If you look at these as 4 long rectangles. If we draw a line, just visualize this line, cutting this in half, now we have 8 equal pieces and 2 of them are shaded. So 1/4 is the same, this whole 1/4 is the same as 2 of the smaller 8ths. Okay? Another way we can compare this using a picture is to draw 2 rectangles right on top of each other. We want them the exact same amount because we're comparing the same fraction. So the top one, I'm going to split it into fourths, and the easiest way to do that is to split half, and then split each half in half. And we're going to shade in 1/4. The bottom we're going to split into eighths, and I'm going to keep my same fourth lines, because as long as I cut a fourth in half, I will end up with eighths. So you can see my fourth lines are the same. I'm going to cut each fourth in half. Now I've got 8 equal pieces, relatively equal, trying to do it equally. And 2 of the 8 are colored, and you can see that is the same distance. All right, very similar to the rectangles is setting up 2 number lines right on top of each other. You can see this one's split into fourths, this one's split into eighths, but the fourth lines I have kept the same. A little off. And then 1/4 is the same as 2/8. All right, and then the last way, if you haven't noticed, as long as you multiply or divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number, you will get an equivalent fraction. So in this example, we have 1/4. We're going to multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. We have to multiply by the same number. And you can see 2 over 2 is 1. So you're multiplying this fraction by itself, and you get 2/8. 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. So 1/4 is equivalent to 2/8 because you just multiplied by 1. And you know when you multiply by 1, you end up with the same number. Right? It's just expressed differently. Here's another example. 4/6. We can divide by 2, divide by 2. As long as we do the same number on the numerator and denominator, we're going to end up with an equivalent fraction. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 4/6 is equal to 2/3.